Please, without lingering, head upstairs as soon as you possibly can, because they have to reset this whole place for dinner. Okay? Thank you. To be married to this man. Please be seated. Got a chance to read Greg and Melissa's little stories that they posted on their wedding site. They were quite insightful. What I was most surprised at was that, given their history, Melissa being a military, West Point, Iraq, and all of that, and Greg being DePaul University, and a successful career at Procter & Gamble, that neither one of them had met the person that would spark their lives. So when Melissa came to Cincinnati, for some reason, both her and Greg were steered at the same time to the internet site Match, where they set up their first greeting. And as it often does, a relationship like that brings us here today. Greg, being a lover of music, invited Melissa for their first meet to a concert, and she showed up. This was Greg's very lucky day. For when his eyes first landed on her, as he wrote in his little epistle, "I fell in love at first sight." Those were his words. And then after the next date, which was only 2 days later, at the Cincinnati Reds, it really was over for both of them at that point. And for some reason, food is always involved in these things. For Barb and myself, it was a cheeseburger, but for Greg and Melissa, it was nachos, accompanied by jalapenos. Now, for you of those not from Cincinnati and probably wondered, what does the term helmet nachos mean? They just put the nachos in a plastic replica of a Cincinnati Reds hat. That's all it is, nothing mysterious. But After the second event, lightning had struck the hearts of these two. And over the next 2 years, so much of their life has changed, and all of it for the good. They started their journey making sure that both families were immediately involved. They traveled to Croatia, and poor Melissa, she was stuck in Cincinnati, and she was inundated with the Kent family. So we so appreciate that she stuck around. So tonight, that brings us to Maritime Park for their wedding. Today, November the 10th, is a celebration, not just of their love, but also of their commitment, their friendship, their family, and most importantly, of two people dedicated to live their lives together forever. So I am here, we're all here, because we want all these moments for you, Melissa and Greg. We're here to offer our hope for you, to support you, to remind you that love isn't always happily ever after. In fact, love is the experience of writing your story, and as you live out that story, we will share our pride with you. Love is not just one moment, not even these moments we are experiencing today, but rather every moment of your lives. Moments like saying, I love you, moving in together and getting engaged. And amidst all of these things, a million other moments commingle, like the mundane things of life. Going to bed together, really, making dinner, spending time with your families, and even binge watching a Netflix series. And most importantly, hugging. That's a Kent tradition. In the morning, in the evening, and as often as you can. These collective moments will fuse together into one huge experience that we simply call life. Even though all these moments are incredible, words fail when we try and explain it. That's just the way it is with love. It is the feeling that makes it so incredible. Since the beginning of the written word, writers, poets, musicians from every century have tried to describe love in many ways. And even though love can look differently from person to person, we know it when we see it, and we sure see it here today. At this time, I'd like to invite Melissa's two cousins, Sophia Kaufman and Sophia Berkio, two people who love you a ton, to deliver some of your favorite written words describing love and what it means to you. Girls? My brother Bill, a most successful entrepreneur and businessman, has a byline that he has become most infamous for. Actually, there's several. And the one that I like is, the best is yet to come. And all of us wish you, Melissa and Greg, the very best life has to offer, and that each day of your married life will be better than the previous. But there is one ingredient missing that must be added, and that is my byline, and that is passion. Because passion is the magic ingredient of a happy and loving marriage and a happy and fulfilling life. It's just the same in cooking. Think of red pepper flakes. Sometimes you add just a little shake, which I always do. Sometimes you need 2 or 3. With nachos, you gotta have the jalapenos. Otherwise, they're just jalapenos. I mean, just nachos. So passion makes everything you do in life better. In your job, your profession, your hobbies, everything you do will have a better outcome if done with a bit of passion. And as my brother also espouses, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And in your marriage, passion produces the daily wonders and will stain the magic that you feel tonight. When you are married 25, 35, 50 years, and someone asks you for your secret, the answer will be easy. We have loved each other every day passionately in our hugs, our kisses, our hellos, our goodbyes, in our good mornings and our good nights. Every interaction has been peppered with passion. And so as you, Melissa and Greg, celebrate the first day of your married life, we all wish you that every day will be better than the previous, and that every day will be filled with the magic and love for each other that you feel tonight. Now let's get these two hitched. Melissa, please come up. You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you're making a choice. You both are choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who enhances you, makes you think, makes you smile, and makes every day brighter. You're about to make promises to each other that you intend to keep. You're going to vow to take care of each other, to stand up for one another, and find happiness in one another. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You're vowing to be there. You're teaming up and saying to the other, every experience I'm going to have, I want you to be a part of. Melissa, you may now recite your vows to Greg.
Bets on how long I do this without crying, so let's see how that goes. Greg, as I write these vows, I can't help but think how I fall in love with you over and over again as every day passes. When I wake up in the morning or come home from work and see you standing there, I have to catch my breath and think how lucky I am to be able to spend the rest of my life with my true love and best friend. Sometimes I watch just the smallest things you do and think I'm the luckiest woman alive. Every day I spend away from you feels like a void, because when you are around, you fill my heart with wonder and joy. Since we have met, I've never felt like I had to be anything but my true self. You embrace my spontaneous sense of adventure with a rational optimism, while also nurturing my inner child by sharing a silly sense of humor that translates into our own personal love language. I am awed by your huge heart, your sweet kindness and sincerity, your humility and patience, particularly with me. When I met you, I told both friends and family that you are the yin to my yang, as we are the perfect example of the definitions of opposites attract. But everything that makes us different is what makes us whole as partners in this journey called life. The following vows I make to you and to us as a couple are not just promises but privileges, as I am nothing but privileged to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to kiss you every day, just as I do now. I promise to always be open and honest with you. I promise to comfort you when the Bengals lose and drink beer with you when they win. I promise to support you, push you, and inspire you, because I believe we always need to make each other better. I promise to always put us and our future family first. I promise not to giggle when I realize my new name will be spelled Melissa de Man. I promise, if we are lucky enough, to dedicate all my love to the family we will soon build together. And above all, I promise to love you unconditionally.
Greg.
My dearest Melissa, June 9th, 2014, a nervous guy walked outside to meet a girl. And just like any good fairy tale, she smiled, waved, and he fell in love at first sight. But the best part of this story is that it doesn't have an ending. We get to write it together. I'm the luckiest man in the world because today, just like every other day since we met, I get the privilege of looking at you and falling in love all over again. I love you for all that you are, all that you've been, and all you're yet to be. You are so caring, so generous, and so selfless. You always find joy in the little things and bring life to any room you're in. You inspire me to be my best self, to reach for the stars, and to make imagination a reality. Simply put, Melissa, you are my light that never goes out. So as we stand here tonight, surrounded by family and friends, ready to say I do, I give you this ring as a reminder of my love and what our marriage means to me. I promise to always be your best friend, to be your partner through life's grand adventure. I promise to celebrate the good times, hold your hand when life gets hard, and be a shoulder to cry on when you need it most. I promise to remember that neither of us are perfect, and always remind myself why we are perfect for each other. I promise to always take care of the spiders and any other thing that scares you. I promise to encourage you and support your aspirations and dreams, to grow alongside you, and to be willing to accept change. I promise to never stop calling you Boo-Boo, Honey Pops, or any of the numerous pet names I have for you, as nothing warms me more than seeing a smile on your face when I say them. And last but not least, I promise to spend each and every day for the rest of my life trying to make you happy. So while these words will come to an end, please know that my love for you never will. I believe in you, and more importantly, I believe in us. I love you, Melissa, forever and always.
Will you, Melissa and Greg, be each other's partners from this day forward?
We will.
Will you, Melissa and Greg, bring out the best in one another and share your happiest moments together?
We will.
And will you, Melissa and Greg, love each other absolutely for the rest of this lifetime and for whatever may come next?
We will.
Rings, please. You've both chosen to wear rings as a reminder of these promises. People often say wedding bands are a perfect circle with no beginning and no end. But these rings did have a beginning. The stones were formed a long time ago deep within the earth. Eventually, a series of lucky events caused them to rise to the surface, where someone dug them up. Metal was then liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees, molded, cooled, and painstakingly polished. Something beautiful was made from the raw elements. Love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings, and through a combination of serendipity and effort, imperfect beings shape into something extraordinary. It's the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all. As you look at these rings over the years, I hope you remember that. You've created something invaluable, and just as I know you'll protect these rings, I'm confident you'll protect the commitments you've made to each other today. Melissa and Greg have chosen to affirm their love by lighting a unity candle. They've also asked their families, Molly and Marion, to please come up to participate in the lighting ceremony. In In doing so, they signal their desire to not only join as one in the union, but to unite two families together as one. The lighting of the union candle will bring brightness and serve as a symbol of warmth and joy that your own life brings to your new family. And as your candle shines, so may your love for each other light up your life as a family. Greg and Melissa, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Kiss of the bride.
Here's a brief scan of the wedding venue. Moved from a heavy hors d'oeuvre cocktail party to now probably another heavy hors d'oeuvre, heavy food program. Very interesting looking wedding cake here.
As they take the floor for their first dance.